It's win or go home today in the Cardinals franchise. Game 3 of the Wild Card Series. We have Nick Lodolo, Nestor Cortes going head-to-head after splitting the first 2 games of the series. We only put up 4 runs in the first 2 games, and 2 was enough in the first game, but not in the second. We've got to get the bats going today. Brendan Donovan's done great. Jordan Walker went yard, and Arenado had a very clutch hit, winning us game 1. We need everybody else to step it up. And right now, we're in the same position we were 1 season ago. We went to a game 3 a year ago against the Phillies, and we were so close to victory until a Bryce Harper home run dashed those plans. Now this year, if we can win 1 more game against Cincinnati, we get the gift of a rematch against the Phillies, but in the division series instead. So welcome back to the St. Louis Cardinals franchise, everybody. Big stage today. It's what it's all about. 2 lefties going head-to-head. Nestor Cortes facing Cedric Mullins as we get Game 3 started. Cortes had a very strong season, and when I got a chance to play with him, felt like he was a really dominant pitcher. I really enjoyed those games. He can get a lot of strikeouts at times. 7.6 K per 9 for Cortes on the year. And the 1-2 is swung on and missed by Cedric Mullins. Stuart Fairchild steps in. He has not played in the first 2 games. So he's going to be in with the lefty splits. We don't have any changes. I did debate on playing Mason Wynn, but ultimately Edman's numbers against lefties were better. So we're not going to make the change. Again, just grazing the edge. Nothing in the heart of the plate so far against Fairchild. And the 2-2 is buried below the zone. And a harmless fly ball will have Edman drifting into left center. Game 2's action got going with Josh Naylor belting a first inning 3-run homer. Stats against lefties on him are pretty good. Power's down a little bit, but he can still take you yard. And a wild swing and miss. Strike 3 for Nestor Cortes. A nasty start indeed as we go bottom 1. And we'll see if we can get the bats going against Nick Lodolo, who did allow a 4.58 ERA this season. He'll strike a fair amount of batters out, but he has been someone you can get home runs off of, with home run rates the last couple years around the 1.5 per 9 inning mark. We only have 1 homer in the first 2 games. I think we're going to need a couple to win this game. Good pitch for strike 2. What we've seen so far in the postseason is terrific command out of the Reds starters as it's flipped to left and out. So Hunter Green had a great start. Chris Paddock had a really good one as well. We'll have to see if they're giving us more to work with this time. That's in the air to center and run down. Big break there on that hit for the Reds. Jordan Walker hit the ball pretty hard in game 2. And now Luis Robert, who does have a double. And a drive in the air, deep to left. Luis Robert, let's get out of the first inning. I can't believe that. That really didn't go. We've had a few really impressive warning track shots, but I don't think anyone cares about that. Francisco Lindor hitting here in the second. Nasty cutter for strike 2. Arenado can't make a play on that one. It finds the hole and the first hit of the day. He's going to second. Here's Contreras. He got him at second. I can never tell, To me, he looks safe. I should just trust that Contreras is going to make the play, because he usually does. If he was just patient, he might have been able to just walk to second, because we were already behind Spencer Steer. We'll see if they intend on running again. Matt McLean lifts one towards Nootbaar, but that's an easy play. Arenado can't reach that one either. It's a hit for Stevenson. And the lineup turns over. 2 on, 2 gone. Oh, wait, I'm way ahead of myself here. He hit 9th in the previous games, that's why. Now he's hitting 7th. Here's David Fry, who has had a quiet series outside of an error in Game 1. And Donovan, he won't get to this one either. And coming around third to score, the Reds are on the board. They don't hit him particularly hard. They just put him in the right spot 3 times in the second. Christian Encarnacion Strand hitting with 2 outs now. Does have some power. Regular season numbers, nothing special. And Scott has that one measured. And the Reds lead 1-0. Bottom 2 with Nolan Arenado, 2-2, and lifted. Well hit to left and caught. The issue certainly hasn't been like making good contact. You know, it's been kind of the story of this series for me. We've hit the ball hard and have gotten a lot of outs. And then you look at their last inning, and they just sneak it past an infielder 3 times. When's the luck going to turn our way? That's straight to second base. So they must not be playing Jonathan India then here against lefties for some reason. Does he have bad splits? As a righty, I wouldn't think he'd be platooning, especially as at least a mid-80 overall guy. Lodolo pumping in fastballs for 2 strikes. And a weak grounder. Not much you can do when they're throwing pitches that perfect. It's a 1-2-3 inning. I'd say in most games you're going to do just fine if you capitalize when the opposing pitcher makes a mistake. But it feels like the last few games, there have been very few mistakes as Mullins tries the bunt. Contreras took a while to gather, but makes the play. And now falling behind Fairchild. A few misses that aren't close for Cortez. And he loses him to walk a base runner. 2 walks for Nestor Cortez. Here is Josh Naylor. Would like that one. He's going. Contreras looking for his second base stealer thrown out, and he missed up into the left. The Reds definitely like to run. And I'm just now realizing that they're not only platooning Jonathan India, but they don't even have Ellie De La Cruz in this lineup. Like, this is ridiculous what they're doing. I know Ellie isn't, like, dominant in this series, but hard to believe that he's not one of your 9 best in this spot. Caught in right, no advance attempt. So we'll try to keep Lindor from doing any damage. First base is open for him if we just want to play this safe. Wow, he caught up to it. 111 off the bat. And can't hit the back door. Up and away, Lindor draws the 3rd free pass. So that extends things for Spencer Steer. This doesn't feel like the kind of game we're going to have him pitch deep into. He hasn't been quite sharp enough, not getting a lot of swings and misses. Just under the zone, the bases are full. This is trouble. 4 walks for Nestor Cortez. We got to get this bullpen warmed up. Mason Miller, get ready. And let's see if maybe a visit here is our best call. Confidence is a little over half. This is such a massive at-bat. Matt McClain took a cut and missed. There's Arenado, right at him this time, inning over. Reds leave him full. Lars Nootbaar hitting .250 in the 7th spot. Feels like our innings have been really fast for our hitting and really slow for our pitching. Want to be out here a while. In the air and hit to center, but it's going to stay in the park. Tommy lines one into right, and he's on the board with our first hit. And then we got Victor Scott here in the 9th spot. Does have 1 hit so far in the postseason. Got one up, and that's going to be a play for Stevenson. Very disappointing. He's actually seen some of the best pitches to hit in this little 3-game series. There was a changeup that he hit like 72 off the bat. That's going to be stuck in my head now because that was a big missed opportunity. Hard one to forget. And now Donovan. Not against trying to run here. I often get aggressive with 2 gone when I have a guy I wouldn't mind leading off the next inning instead. I feel like Lodolo's not that quick to the plate. He is throwing a lot of off speed as well. Tommy goes 2-0 and will lift it the other way, and it's caught. Missed a chance there to have first and third, and we head into the 4th. Oh, that's filthy. David Fry falling behind Cortez. And a little light on strikeouts tonight, but an impressive one there for his 3rd. And hit the other way. Nootbaar with a false step, but the easy recovery. Very quick inning, and that might honestly do it for Nestor Cortez. That's twice through the order. We might rely on our bullpen the rest of the way. Here is Jordan Walker. He's been hitting the ball hard. We just got to hit it somewhere better. 2-0 to Walker. And it's a base hit into left field. Luis Robert Jr. nearly homered in his first at-bat. And now he's down 0-2. Behind Lodolo, 1-2. It's slowly up the middle, behind the back. What a play as they double him up. Unreal, man. A lot of double plays in this series as well. What a smooth flip to second base. And Robert is out by a half step. And a chopper on a pitch. You'd like to be able to drive, but that's the story of the postseason so far. And we go, I don't mind lefty-lefty here against Mullins. But maybe we put in Miller afterwards. Mullins lays down another bunt attempt, and Arenado has him easily. And we will make the move to Mason Miller. And we'll see if he can be just as dominant as he was in his first playoff game, where he had 6 outs on 14 pitches with a couple strikeouts. It's Stuart Fairchild. You often see that quick hook in these playoff games, and to me this just came down to Cortez not really dominating a lot of these at-bats. There were a couple long innings, 3rd time through the order, in a 1-0 game that we're losing. I think that's a move I'd make often. And that's strike 3 on Stuart Fairchild. And you got to consider, too, who you're able to put into the game. You know, if we don't have a Mason Miller, maybe I don't make that call, but we do. And in just a few pitches, he's sending us bottom 5. But Lodolo's been cruising, just like the pitchers before him in this series. Just waiting for something good early in the count. Man, and fooled, even though I saw the same pitch previously. I let that one go. Not biting on that one. The count's full. We only have a couple base runners. 3-2 to Gorman. And it's by him. He's just crossed 50 pitches here with one gone in the fifth. And again, taking the low fastball, counts even. Hasn't thrown off speed yet in this at-bat. And it's into center. And falls in. We have 3 hits. Lars Nootbaar. Someone needs to give us that big swing. He's been throwing those slurves a lot, especially left on left. Not a pitch we're going to do much with. 3-1. He's tried to hit those high strikes. They've all been pretty close. 3-1. And we go to full count. Come on, Lars. Massive spot here. It's ball 4. We'll take the walks. And now Tommy tries to get us on the board. Lined one to right last inning, or previously we'd take that. A fastball in. Come on, Tommy. That's going to turn foul as he falls behind. And again, just falling behind when they throw it inside like that. Second strikeout for Lodolo, and that leaves Victor Scott. 2 on, 2 down. He's not had a great postseason. Do we want to bring in a righty? This might be another move here for Joe Adell. Or we go Norris Sullivan. Sullivan has much better contact. And here's his first playoff at-bat. He's the second draft pick of the series. It's the first time a player that I've drafted will take a postseason at-bat. 2 on, 2 down. The rain is falling in the 5th inning. Inside from Lodolo. And a drive. Foul. Well, foul. And now a grounder up the middle. It's backhanded and finishes the inning. And the struggle continues for the Cardinals here in the postseason. He'll take over center field now. Mason Miller, meanwhile, has gotten 8 outs on less than 20 pitches in the postseason. He's on an unbelievable pace. And now Lindor sends one the other way. Wow, that one just stopped with this wet grass. I'm assuming the wet grass has to affect the ball somehow. Like, makes sense to me. He's going. Contreras will not make it in time. Very good throw. But now Lindor in scoring position. It's already 3-0. And now first and second. So Mason Miller getting himself into some trouble suddenly. We'll get JoJo up. And I think we'll even get Anthony Bender warm. Wow, where's the strike zone then? 2-0. Thankfully, that's called a strike. But now he's behind, and this is big trouble. Mason Miller not off to a good start here in the 6th. Line to right field, it's down. Here comes Lindor. Nootbaar throwing home and not in time. And the Reds lead 2-0 and are threatening for more. Mason Miller is going to exit the game. And we're going to turn this over to Anthony Bender. Bender has done a really dominant job this year against righties, but lefties have hit like 300 against him. So let's see if he can be the one to get us out of this inning. First appearance of the postseason for him. Way out in front is Stevenson. And he got him. High fastball. Pop back by David Fry. This count is even. 2 big strikeouts for Anthony Bender. Christian Encarnacion Strand. He's going to lift that foul, and Newt Barr will not make the play. And now a drive sending Sully back. Way back and caught. We really need some offense now. Brendan Donovan, top of the order. Now would be a good time to start. Lodolo's probably on his way out here shortly. In the air, right center. Man, that's about as good as you can hope for. But now we get Walker and Roberts. Really got to get something going with these guys. He's nearly hit him twice in this inning. All right, we'll see if we get something to hit 3-1. We do! Walker in the air, left center. They won't get it! Into the gap for extras. He'll hold with a 1-out double. He took a bit of a step back this year in the regular season, but in these last 3 games, he's been one of our best options. And now Roberts really got to make something happen for us. Lodolo has lost his control. Out of energy against Luis Robert. 3-0. It's going to have to be perfect. And that is not perfect. Strike 1. Just late. And a ground ball to short. Really good pitch. And Robert is retired. They're going to make the change now with 2 gone. And the Reds will insert Graham Ashcraft. And Nolan's looking for another clutch postseason moment. Walker at second can score on a single. Popped him up early on the slider, and that is going to wrap up the inning as we waste the Jordan Walker double. 4 runs in the postseason for us. And we're going to go to a third pitcher, JoJo Romero. We'll see if Mullins lays down the bunt again. He does not, and waves at the slider. Count now 2-1, and that's playable for Roberts in the gap. And JoJo gets Mullins. Wow, 106. I thought it was going to be even more. That'll rattle around and turn into a Stuart Fairchild double. We bring in JoJo because of the 2 lefties. Josh Naylor, 0-2. And struck him out looking. Lindor is already 2 for 2. We'll take that one, though. We're even. Got him! Strike 3 on the changeup. Good inning for JoJo Romero. But now we're hoping that Nolan Gorman can help spark something. 7th inning for the Cardinals, down 2. 2-2 on Gorman. And a full count. And a leadoff walk is something. But we gotta follow it up now. Wilson Contreras, 1 for 2. It's also tempting here to run for Gorman, but there's a good chance he'll hit again in this game. And we might need that bat. Oh, that's going to left field. No way. No way he caught it. Back to first just in time. I was sure that was headed to the wall. What is going on in this series? One of the best catches I've seen in the outfield in a long time. Spencer Steer just saved, second and third, nobody out. That is unbelievable. And it's Lars Nootbaar with one gone. We take that. Lifted to left center. It's going to be playable and out number 2. And that brings up Tommy Edman. Norris Sullivan is on deck. It's up the middle, hit weakly, and that'll wrap up the 7th. Wow, I still can't get over Steer making that catch. And we're going to the top of the 8th, and here we're going to bring in Ryan Helsley. It's his first playoff appearance this year. You just got to keep it 2-0 and hope we get that bloop and blast we've been waiting on. And on the 2-0 pitch, good pick by Arenado. By him at 100. Matt McLean, 1-2, he strikes him out. 102, he's just ramping up the velo. We have not seen the 103 yet. And that's up and in. Got him looking, back at 100, it's a 1-2-3-8. Great inning for Ryan Helsley. And they're going to lefty Sam Moll. Now, we did get that big 2-run hit off of him in the first game. But that was after a miscalled strike 3 in a previous at-bat that could have ended the inning. Norris Sullivan leading off against Sam Moll. We're down to our last 6 outs on the season. Norris Sullivan, the rookie, in the biggest game of his career. And Moll gets ahead. I don't know, I just couldn't get a good feel for that at-bat, I guess. Weakly grounded, and we're running out of time. Oh, this has been a terrible inning. And we know Alexis Diaz is waiting for the 9th inning. Punch to right center, not hit well, and that will send us to the 9th with our backs against the wall. Oh, that was such an awful inning. And we'll bring in Matt Moore for his first postseason appearance. David Fry, and then the 9-1 hitters. Nootbaar's gonna go back a few steps and take care of that. By him at 94. Ahead of Encarnacion Strand, and he's gone looking. And now 0 for 5. He strikes out, and now it's up to our bats bottom 9. This is our season right here. And there he is. Alexis Diaz trying to punch the Reds' ticket to the next round. We got Luis Robert. We got the 2 Nolans. This is the best we have to throw at them. Bottom of the 9th. Liked that first one. Was that too early? Missing inside. We want pitches up that we can do some damage with. And now it's 3-1. We take a walk. We got to get 2. Robert can't do it on his own. And he lines one to right center. He's going to reach. Robert around first, and he will end up with a leadoff double. He does his part. He almost homered earlier and now has a couple doubles in this series. And now the Nolans get their turn. 21% chance is what they give us to win. Grounder to short. Arenado, he's retired. I wasn't going to get much better than a fastball down the middle. And now Nolan Gorman. No! That's late behind third, and it is caught for out number 2. And that's going to bring up the 6th hitter, our last hope, Wilson Contreras. Really good sliders away. And the count is even. Now full. Nootbaar is on deck. And a walk. 2 on for Lars. So here we are. Wild card game 3. 2 on, 2 down for Lars Nootbaar. Inside. If they walk him, it's going to come down to Tommy Edman. Strike 1 at the upper edge. Just off the outside part of the plate. And he hits him in the leg. It's coming down to Tommy. They're suggesting we run for Lars. Contreras is at second. Joe Adell could very well make a difference with his speed. The other option is to perhaps pinch hit Contreras so a single can win or at least tie this game. And that's the move I think we should make. Risk that we have to play Herrera later. But Joe Adell, he just needs a single. And Tommy's a lot more likely to line one through than hit one hard to the gap and we have to score a guy from first. And Lars isn't slow. Tommy Edman versus Alexis Diaz. Strike 1 at the knees. Diaz has reached 20 pitches. All right, that was an ugly swing, and now down to our last strike. Just off the outside. And got him. I can't believe. Just looked at strike 3 in a go-home game. He just bended it through. And that's our season. And a very difficult way for it to end. He hadn't really tried throwing that pitch in that spot yet. That really came out of nowhere to me. Wasn't more so that I was trying to be picky. It's more I didn't see it well enough to make a good swing. 4 runs in 3 games is not going to cut it. And we make it just as far as we did a year ago. It sure feels like I had more than 4 strikeouts, but I think all 4 came in like really bad times. Meanwhile, they struck out a dozen times and still got it done. Very frustrating to not get the bats going here in the postseason. I felt pretty good for these games. I also felt like the pitchers were just really on, and it often just came down to having to make contact with 2 outs, and they'd throw like a changeup at the bottom edge, and wow, we didn't get a hit or anything big, because you're probably not going to in most cases. But the Reds get the better of us in the games that matter most. Our season is over, and we look ahead to the offseason. I thought we put out a pretty good team this year. I felt like this was a team that could have definitely gone on a run. We had the pitching to do it, and I felt like we had enough offense, but these 3 games showed that we still don't have it right now. Something is still missing. Or it just needs to come together at the right time. But we know that a lot of this roster is getting older. Guys like Corbin Burns, Nolan Arenado, Wilson Contreras, they're going to be more regressing than anything else. We're lucky they're still playing at the levels they are. I do think there could be a little change with this team going into next year, mainly with Sonny Gray and his contract now coming to an end. And then maybe Tommy Edman does not come back. We should see Dylan Lesko take over a spot in the rotation, and Steve Castilla becomes that guy closest to getting his chance. Aurelvis Martinez comes to the bigs. We see if he's going to be able to push for playing time, if Arenado's able to keep a hold of third base, and what that ends up looking like a year from now. And then down at AA, we do have Daryl Marino, who has great ratings, but didn't have a great season down at AA. We know he's going to be pushing for a spot as soon as he shows he's ready. He has a very high ceiling. We want to see him try to, get even closer to that in the minors. I'm not sure if that's at AA next year or AAA to open, but I think as soon as he's showing that readiness at the majors, he'll be getting the call up. And who knows, maybe we need that bat more than I think right now. Benny Matsumoto still, I think, is a little bit of a ways out, especially with the depth in this organization. And then Steve Padilla, defensively nowhere near ready, but everything else is ready. And he did have a very strong AA year. But next year, we still have Arenado under contract. We have our core pitching staff with Cease, Burns, and Cortez. We have Luis Robert in the last year of his deal. And after 2027, he's going to be due big-time money. Next year is a huge year in the franchise. We need to get further. We've now had 2 wild card playoff exits. No playoff series wins. And we got to put together the team that can change that. I think the big question is going to be shortstop. And one thing I'll consider is playing Brendan Donovan there. It is a secondary position. I think he could probably hold it down. I don't anticipate there being a great shortstop available in free agency, and I'm not sure if a trade makes sense. But if we had Donovan at shortstop and then Gorman came back to the field to play second, it would open up DH. Not saying it would necessarily go to Daryl Marino, but that would certainly be an option. But I think he still needs to earn that. And then I also think Victor Scott needs to show that he can take it a step further than this. He had a hot start, cooled off significantly to where his numbers don't look all that great by the end of the year. He's still a valuable player because of the speed and what he can do in the field as well as on the base paths. But I do think we have a very good team still. We just need to get the offense going better in the postseason and allow that pitching to really be the strength. We asked them to do too much in this postseason run. What do you think we should look to do this year in the offseason? I do think we can afford to maybe make one offensive addition. Let me know down below what you think this team needs to do to get ready for year 4, and I'll have the offseason coming your way shortly. I know it's a disappointing way for things to end today, and getting shut out there is not fun. I want to put on a better show for you guys, but hopefully we can get back and get the job done. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the off season. Take care and have a great day.